Welcome to this special episode of the Gunman, where I'll be taking you guys on the epic road trip from Melbourne to Perth. It's a 3,400 kilometer drive and there's definitely some cool things to see along the way. I hope you guys really enjoy this video. Here we go. So today we're going from Melbourne. This is my home here in Melbourne, and we're just going to make it up to Adelaide. So we'll be going past Ballarat, and then we'll be going actually past the Grampians. This is a really nice area through here, up through Horsham, and then continuing on to Adelaide. The following couple of days, I haven't given it a stupid amount of thought. I'm just gonna, go where the road takes me and maybe stop at a truck stop or a roadhouse or a motel somewhere along the Nullabor there. Last time I did this trip, I just got across the border, maybe a couple of hours, and I just slept in a tent. But I decided this time, stuff the tent, I may as well actually sleep in a nice place. And then when I get to the end of this straight road here, should be Norseman around here, and depending on how I'm feeling, I'll either go directly to through Coolgardie to Perth, or I'll duck down here through Esperance, say good day to my mates down there, and then continue on the following day. So that puts an extra couple of hours onto the trip, but that's gonna actually at this point come down to the time of day that I get around this area. If I just want to get there and it's early in the day, I might just say, I'll just keep going. But yeah, we'll play that one by ear. I'm not stressing out about it. I'm not in a hurry, to be honest. If it takes me an extra day or two, at this point, I can't see myself stressing out. I woke up before my alarm. It's only still 10 to 6, so mainly wanted to get out of the city before the worst of the traffic. So it's 7:15 and I'm about 15 kilometers outside of Ballarat. I've actually just pulled over to do a toilet stop. I grabbed some Maccas on the way through, just at the service station. I just did the drive-through type thing. So it's pretty windy and the road's a little bit wet. It hasn't actually been raining on me as such, but there must have been a bit of rain around a little bit earlier. You can see it's quite windy and my car's been getting blown around a touch, so just keeping to those speed limits. I usually do anyway, because there's always speed cameras around here in Australia. I've included a fair bit of driving footage throughout this entire video. For the most part of it, I've just put some music on in the background so you can just sit back, relax and enjoy taking in the scenery. The only real apology I do have about this video is that there was a bit of wind noise. I should have got myself one of those little microphones with a bit of foam over the top of it to try and cancel out some of that wind noise. But for future videos, I'll know to get one of them and hopefully I'll be better set up for it. But in saying that, I've been happily watching this footage myself, so it's definitely watchable. So it's about 8:30. I just stopped in at Ararat to top up with a little bit of fuel. I probably didn't even really need to. I still had over half a tank, so I just topped up a bit. So the Grampians, you kind of can't really see them. They're a big mountain range just over here, and we used to go there quite a lot when I was a kid, so pretty familiar with this area. The next main town's probably going to be Horsham, probably another 100 or so kilometers down the road. But I picked this spot here because it looked quite picturesque. A few guys on my Facebook page said to make sure I take a few photos, and I reckon that'll take a very nice photo. It really is a beautiful country of immense beauty, Australia, and especially Victoria. The state of Victoria gets a little bit drier, and you'll see that as we go over into South Australia and Western Australia, but some very nice areas around here. Anyway, I'll take a few pics and keep going. So this is probably the best view of the Grampians that we're going to get, so I did decide to pull over quickly. I don't believe this is going to be the best camera for viewing it, and I really would like to upgrade it, but I think that's Mount Arapiles over this side, and that Grampian Ranges goes right along. Spent many a times over there as a kid. We just go up there and spend an entire week there with 3 families and just do a big camping trip. Many good memories up there. So I'm between Stawell and Horsham. I haven't reached Horsham yet, but I couldn't be too far out, maybe 40, 50 kilometers or something like that. Just cruising along at 100 k's with the cruise control on. The old girl's doing quite well. Well, not an old girl, it's a new girl really, but yeah, pretty happy with how it's traveling. Anyway, I'll get back to it. So in a small town called Caniva, I couldn't be too far off the border of South Australia. Just gonna stop and grab a coffee and a couple of sausage rolls. Howdy.
How are you?
Good. You got any sausage rolls or no? No hot food? Couple of pies? Just what are these pies? I'll just grab one of them, please.
Oh, I thought you were singing to me. Hey, how you going?
G'day, good thanks.
Good. You being set?
Just taking my followers across to Perth, so.
Whoa. Oh,
Yeah.
you got your little thing.
Yeah.
Can we say hi?
Yeah, say hi.
Hi! Welcome to Caniva.
Awesome.
Caniva, yeah.
That's so
Caniva
good.
break, Caniva beer.
Yep.
Yeah, that's it. And you're having a break now.
Yep.
Don't forget to document the women.
Of course, the hot ones too. I thought you said the women. Sorry.
The
Did you-
windmill.
Windmill.
You can document both.
Okay.
Thanks.
And the sauce is there.
Yep.
And
So,
have a wonderful trip.
thanks.
You and your fans.
No worries. See
Thank
yous.
See you.
Oops. She said windmills, not women. That's funny. And we've got the welcome to South Australia sign over there. I'll go take a photo of that for all the Instagrammers and Facebookers. It was pretty funny back in that last town, Caniva, where I got that pie and coffee. I'd been listening to Rise Against really loud in my car. The ears were probably still ringing a little bit. And I misheard the lady saying, check out the windmills. And I thought she said, check out the women on the way across. And I said, yeah, especially the hot ones. But yeah, that was a little bit embarrassing. But I think she took it okay. Hopefully she's watching. Wouldn't even know what her name is, but she was a nice looking young Aussie lass. So here we go. Welcome to South Australia. So this is just outside of Bordertown, which is on the border of South Australia and Victoria. Now, unfortunately, I lost a good 10 minutes worth of footage here. Me and that old guy there were walking around and he gave me a big tour of his trucks and he gave us a bit of information. I think these were called white trucks out of America. And you can see over the back there's a Clipper. One of those American buses, and he actually took me through there, gave me a look at his Clipper and also gave a bit of information and the history on those trucks of his. But hey, you win some, you lose some. I lost that footage and we'll continue on with the drive. The next stop's going to be Tailem Town, which is a bit of a tourist attraction of the pioneers of the area. So after a few solid hours of driving, I'm probably about 20 k's out of Murray Bridge. This place caught my eye, called Tailem Town. It's some sort of a tourist attraction to do with the pioneers of Australia, the white settlement. I'm not gonna go in or anything, but we'll check out some of these old trucks. Couple of old Bedfords there. I bet all these have got some brilliant old stories. It was good to see that other guy back down the road a bit. I believe the camera cut off for some reason halfway through our visit, but check some of these old girls out. I'm no expert on these old trucks, but I'm sure some of you guys will probably know a bit more than what I do. Austin. Comma, never heard of it. Thames, Fordson, never heard of it. What do we got here? Another comma. Some sort of an old train carriage down here too. So I should be less than 100 kilometres, or around 100 kilometres out of Adelaide. Making pretty good time. It was about 1:30 last time I looked. The weather's definitely improving as soon as you get over here to sunny South Australia. In a way, it's good to get out of Victoria. I love that place, but there's a few things that start pissing me off about it. Fargo, Q, again, never heard of it. You all know the internationals. Bedford, Ford, Dodge. Austin. Driving into Adelaide, there's some very nice scenery, and I highly recommend anybody going and checking it out, doing a road trip of Australia. Just decided to include a little bit of this driving footage for you guys, so just chill out 1 or 2 minutes and then I'll continue taking you guys through. Next stop is going to be Adelaide. So I've made it to Adelaide in one piece. It's a really nice drive down there through the Adelaide hills and just even making the big descent down into Adelaide. I'm a little bit, maybe 5 k's out of the city. I'm going to take this opportunity to send that e-tag back. So we've got a lot of toll roads in Melbourne. So I'll be sending that back and no longer getting charged for it. But yeah, just stopped over here and I saw a Australia Post shop over there. Nice park. It's actually quite a nice day. 18, 19 degrees, nice and brisk, and yeah, smells like nice, fresh and clean. The city of churches, they call Adelaide. Might have to actually see if we can find one and have a look at one of their old churches, because it's about 2:40 at the moment, so I said I'd hope to get here at about 2:30, so pretty close. I was sticking to the speed limits the entire way, no need to speed. It's 110 as soon as you get over the border from Victoria to South Australia. It's just about 110 the entire way, unless you're going through the towns. You slow down through the towns, and yeah, it's all good. So I'll go post this off and we'll keep going. So I couldn't take you guys to the city of churches without showing you guys a church. I just drove past this, did a U-turn actually to come back around. I personally don't usually go to churches. I was never brought up religiously. This one here is Clayton Wesley Uniting Church. So it looks like they're closed at the moment. We won't be able to go in by the looks of it, but maybe not. Still admire the beauty of a church without worshipping personally. I do respect all religions, I guess. Although there may be one that's debatable. So I made it here to Windsor Gardens. I'm here a little bit earlier, so yeah, 4:10. A little bit earlier than Josh is gonna be. He told me about the couple of panel shops that were across the road from him, so I'm guessing he's either here or probably more likely down there. He's got a VK which he's been doing up. He has this Josh guy, Josh Nolte. He's got his own YouTube channel, and he's been following me right from the start. I remember him within the first 2 or 3 months commenting on some of my videos, so I've actually been just lightly following his project, and yeah, that VK Commodore looks like it's making good progress. Oh yeah, so this was your first race spray, yeah?
Yep.
Josh Nolte, the fellow YouTuber, has done a fucking amazing job on this. Gunman's Apprentice. Check out his channel if you like. I'll put a link in the description. But that's a real nice wet finish. It's quite straight too.
Yeah.
A few little bits that need a bit of polishing here and there, but that's just part of spray painting at the end of the day, isn't it?
There's one spot here when I was doing the roof.
Yeah.
I touched it with my leg.
I did that to my own XF, man. When I was doing my XF up, I was like sanding the roof, blocking the roof back, and then I was like standing on a milk crate, and the fucking things like slipped out from under me, and I've landed on the roof and landed in the elbow like right here, and
Gone.
yeah, I was pissed off about that one.
Yeah, so and then I'll get the key and I'll put it in the bottle. There's a cup in there.
Looks neat. Pretty good effort for a first timer.
Thank you.
Even all the interior.
And it's all got dynamite in it.
Morning YouTube. So today is Wednesday, the 18th of May 2016, day 2 on my drive across from Melbourne to Perth. Last night I stayed in Adelaide and had an absolutely great night with Josh and his entire family. I went out and checked out his VK Calais that he's done up, full bare metal respray, and from there I just said, man, can I just crash on your couch, because I haven't got anywhere. You know, I could have stayed at like a motel or something, but I'd have saved $100 and got to meet his family, which are really, really close-knit family, which that's what I said to his mum this morning. I said, you know, do what you can to keep that family together, because you got something pretty special there, you really do. His mum packed me up with a massive lunch. It must be, there's a couple of kilos there easily. She's given me fruit, sandwiches, Anzac biscuits, and yeah, just real good old-fashioned hospitality. And yeah, his sisters are great to talk to, even his brother too. So there's 5 kids, including Josh. Yeah, Josh is around 24. was actually a little bit surprised. He sort of looked a little bit older than that, and definitely a bit more mature than when I was his age anyway. So I'm in Port Wakefield at the moment. I got on the road at 6:15. I wanted to get out of town before the worst of the traffic started, and yeah, about an hour on the road so far. It's probably about 7:20 now, and about 200 kilometres, give or take, away from Port Augusta, which is the next main town, and yeah, going to be the biggest town I go through, I would imagine, until I get to Perth. After leaving Port Wakefield, I went right through to Port Augusta, filled up with fuel, and from Port Augusta I ended up going down to Whyalla just to check out the scene. I didn't stop and get any video footage for you guys, but it was still a cool place to see. There's a big steel processing plant down there, and they actually had this big ship sort of just parked on the side of the road. So yeah, cool place to check out. But yeah, I just continued straight through to Iron Knob. America has a beaver in Colorado, and Australia has an iron knob in South Australia. So I'm probably about 5 k's outside of Iron Knob, which is a big mining town. You can see they've got a big mine up the top here. I took a little bit of a detour, probably only added about 20 minutes onto the trip, but I wanted to go down and check out Whyalla. There's a big steel processing plant down there, and I came back up this road here, and now I'll be going through Iron Knob and then turning across, and I'll be heading across to Ceduna. Will be the next main town. That'll probably be the next one that I fill up at. So that's probably going to be about 350 or 400 kilometers, something like that. So you can see here on the map, not sure how that's going to show up, but see, this is Port Augusta, and I came across here, and then I took that left instead of going straight through to Iron Knob. So I went down there to Whyalla and just did a quick drive by. I didn't actually end up stopping there. I just thought I'd keep going, but it was good to see some different scenery. As I said earlier, I'm not really in any great deal of a hurry to get there. I'd just like to enjoy the trip. It gets on those long roads where you can only just see straight, you start sort of dazing off a little bit. So yeah, I'm just going to be careful to at least every 2 hours make a stop, have something to eat, have a drink of water, and then keep going. But you can see here, Iron Knob operations, south entrance. Arium is the mining group. It's been some really nice scenery, especially just coming out of Port Augusta. But you really did start realising as soon as you get out of Port Augusta, you're like, yep, I'm in the desert now, you know. There's really not much out here. You don't really have too many farms or anything. The main thing you've really got out here seems to just be the mining. So jump back in the car, continue on with the journey. So I've made it to Kimba, as you can see here, halfway across Australia. It's that truck I passed before, yeah, and they've got a bit of history on the area here. First permanent settlers in 1908 sowed the first grain and grew the first crop in Kimba district. Long before this, E.J. Eyre had skirted the area on his journeys of exploration during the 1840s. And from 1872, pastoralists had attempted grazing both sheep and cattle. I'll leave the rest, but yeah, that gives you a basic idea. So, a bit of agricultural history here in Kimba, and they obviously look like big grain silos over there. So, tradition continues. Seems to be a bit of a rail yard over there, so that, yeah, obviously export it to the rest of Australia and probably around the world. I would imagine it'd go down to the ports and go by ship around the rest of Australia. Anyway, back on the road. See you in the next town. So made it to Ceduna. It's about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Long drive. Last time I came through, I grabbed myself a 6-pack just from that drive-through over there. Just nursed a couple of beers on the trip. I think I might do the same. It's looking like I won't make it out of South Australia today. I must have put one hell of a day's drive in last time. From memory, I left a little bit earlier than what I did today, and I obviously didn't take that little detour that I did also. Turns out I was wrong about the fuel. It turns out it was actually more expensive here than some of those small towns that I went through. I can't remember their name off the top of my head, but yeah, it was $1.16 in some of those smaller towns, and yeah, $1.19 here, so no biggie. You're wrong sometimes. But I made it all the way from Port Augusta to here, Ceduna, on 1 tank of fuel. I was down to, must have had like 2.5 litres left. That's a 40 litre tank in that thing. This is a Ceduna foreshore. Half tempted to jump in for a freshen up, but I won't. I'll just keep going, get back on the road, and I might keep going until 7 o'clock, something like that, and then find a town and either crash in a town at a motel or just find somewhere in the bush and crash in the car or something like that. Get a bit of a campfire going and wake up in the morning and keep moving on. As you can see, it's quite a nice little town, this, Ceduna. Just a bit of a roadhouse, and I just slept and slept and slept. I'm still feeling knackered, but yeah, I must have needed it, because the night before when I slept in Adelaide, I didn't get to sleep until like 12:30 and woke up at 5:30, so yeah, a bit tired last night. I slept from about 8:30 and now it's 8 o'clock, so yeah, probably overslept a bit. Yeah, this is the room. $115 for this little cabin here. I woke up at about this must have been 6, and then it was pretty cold, so I grabbed my own doona because this thing's pretty thin there. But yeah, it's pretty brisk at the moment. It'll probably be about 8 degrees or something. It's beautiful looking morning though. Have a look at that fog over there across the Nullabor. So there's a fuel station just over here. I'm gonna pack my stuff up, whack that straight into the car, top up with fuel because I'm down to about half a tank again, and then just keep moving on. So this is what it must have been like back in the day. Have a look at that. It's a little old shack and some fuel. You can see they've got a big whale over there. There must be some good whale watching not too far away. I'll have a quick look in here. Must be water in there, and yeah. Wombat stew, camel burger, brown snake pie, salty boil water. Enjoy it. Yummy. That's what I was saying like yesterday. Make sure you top up with water. Even get like a 10 litre can of water or something. in case you get stranded, because a lot of the water out here, obviously it's going to be expensive to buy it bottled, and it's bore water, so it comes out of the ground and it's salty, so it's not something to be, to think of. Again, if your car overheats and needs water, you're going to need some bulk water, so to grab 10 litres wouldn't be a bad idea. There you can see where we are. Google Maps doesn't work out here unless you've downloaded it offline. But yeah, so I'm most of the way. I think I'm just over halfway from Melbourne. I think Esperance should be around here. That's where I'm going to try and get to tonight. You might go grab a coffee and keep moving. So just topped up a bit more fuel, about to cross the border to WA. This is our quarantine checkpoint just here. As Steve Irwin says, quarantine matters. Good, thanks. Yeah.
Any fruit or veg?
No fruit or veg, I've already eaten it, but I've got like a few biscuits and stuff like that, so, and just packeted food, so.
Any honey?
Any honey? No.
Any plants?
No. Actually, honey, I think I did have a little packet of honey, yeah.
So I need that.
You need the honey, do you?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I'll have to dig it out. I could hardly take you guys right the way across Australia without showing you guys a kangaroo. I will give you a little bit of a warning. If you don't like seeing dead animals, tune out now. Quite a common thing for kangaroos to get hit by cars and trucks. They're quite dumb animals. There's not much in between their ears. From up here, one thing, the first time I was coming through this area, you'd spin out because you'd be driving along and you'd see these signs to the next town, 80 k's, 70 k's, 60, 50, 40. You get there and you blink and you'll miss it. They're literally just truck stops. That's all they are. They're just service station. Fill your fuel up and keep going. They're not towns as what you're used to, sort of coming from Victoria. But yeah, it's been a good drive. Thought I'd take a quick break here, have a look, take a few photos for the Instagrammers, and continue on. I think I'm around 530 k's from Norseman. There's a little town just down here. So just here outside of Coolgardie, I just stopped off, put another 25 bucks of fuel in and grabbed something to eat. Grabbed another one of those iced coffees and a monster sausage roll. Main reason I stopped was to show you that I'm about to start driving down the 90-mile straight, Australia's longest straight road. 146.6 kilometres dead straight. So next part of the drive should be pretty straightforward. So we've got a couple more minutes here of driving footage. I've got some tunes on in the background again for you. If it gets a little bit boring, skip up to the 38.5-minute mark and I'll continue taking you guys along the journey. Enjoy. Made it to Norseman. It's about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Now don't forget that I gained an hour and a half as soon as I got into Western Australia. So the time zones, say if it's midday, 12 o'clock in Melbourne, then it's half an hour behind in Adelaide or South Australia, and then an extra hour and a half behind South Australia is Western Australia. So 2 hours difference. And that's in the winter time. In the summertime, they go ahead. I'm pretty sure Adelaide do it too, but I know definitely that Victoria go ahead an extra hour just to lengthen the day. So I went through Balladonia. I just had a quick piss break there. I didn't actually fill up because I just had enough fuel to get me through here to Norseman, and the fuel prices are probably 30 cents cheaper down here, so I just paid $1.38 over at that fuel station there. And it was $1.70 at Balladonia, which is still definitely an improvement on last time. When I came through last time at Balladonia, I had to fill up and it was like $2.50 a litre
for fuel. So yeah, I think the average price in the cities back then was about $1.50 or something, and that's not far off the peak price out in the outback this time. So that, along with being in a much more fuel economical car, has definitely worked in my advantage this time around. There's been some nice wildlife back there. I saw heaps and heaps of eagles, lots of them eating dead roo carcasses, and yeah, just plenty of other crows and other smaller birds too. So anybody who's having a big year, I would recommend coming to the Australian outback, because there's lots of bird spotting to be doing. There's a few actual spots, designated spots on the side of the road where they say wildlife or bird viewing points. So I've decided that I kind of can't be bothered going down to Esperance. I didn't actually call any of those guys down there in advance, so I don't even know what they're going to be doing. So I'm going to keep going and go through to Coolgardie will be probably my next stop, and see how I'm going. If I'm really knackered, I might just stay there for the night, or just go the next town across. I actually know there's a place in Coolgardie where I used to stay when I was working in the mines, and I think they do a bed and breakfast for $70. It was the Caltex in Coolgardie. So anyway, we'll keep going and see you at the next stop. So I've made it to Coolgardie from Nullabor today. It's 1,070 kilometers approximately, and I couldn't take you guys to Coolgardie without showing you guys how they drink beer here in Coolgardie. If you ever hear of the term Coolgardie Cool, that means it's room temperature. So that beer has been sitting in the back of my car all day. It's not cold at all, and I'm gonna have to drink it. Not something I would usually like to do, but when in Rome, as they say, do as the Romans do. I actually don't even really feel like a beer at all. I'm totally knackered and just about to go to bed, but I see it that I have to do this for the channel, and as an educational part of this channel. It's actually not too bad, but to do it properly, you really should be drinking that terrible local beer called Emu Export, the red cans. You'll get a hangover after drinking 2 of those bloody things. They're disgusting. This actually isn't too bad of a beer. I've really enjoyed that drive today. It was approximately, I think, 11 or 12 hours or something like that, so solid day's driving. Something really good about just the road, music and your thoughts, you know, you can really just clear your head, and I find myself in a good headspace now, much better than what I was when I was in Melbourne. It's just a good feeling. I actually really enjoy travelling, and I've had an idea for the future to do a travel channel. I'm not going to do it anytime soon. I might just reserve the name Gunman's World. Might just create the channel and let it sit there for a while, and yeah, if people seem interested in it, I'll take you guys along for the ride. So it's 7 in the morning on day 4, Friday the 20th of May 2016. Woke up about half hour ago, and there was no hot water, which was the same as last night, but
funnily enough, last night after jumping under there and turning the hot tub right down, I was able to get a little bit of warmth out of it, but didn't want to go warm this morning, so a little bit of a pity. But I'm not actually too far from Perth now. I think it's about 500 or 600 kilometres from here in Coolgardie, but I'm going to go and do a little bit of a look around in Coolgardie first, because it's a pretty cool place. I have spent a lot of time here, working in the mines, and there's some cool sights to see, so let's go and have a look. So we're just about 1 minute outside of Coolgardie here. So this way here is Coolgardie. Keep going down there. I think it's about 45 minutes to an hour. The way I came in yesterday was through Norseman. So I came, if we turn right down here, we've actually got a guy hitchhiking. Looks like an Aboriginal fella. And he's trying to probably get to Norseman or something. And continue on straight through Coolgardie, and you'll be in Perth in about 5 or 6 hours. I think it's 560 kilometres. I just had a look on the maps. So I'll give you guys another look on the map, exactly where we are, and then we'll go for a bit of a look around. I think it's actually quite a nice looking area. I like the bushland, and I've been to a couple of old open pit mines up here, and I'll take you guys for a drive down the main street as well. There's also a train line. There's a big water pipeline that goes through here as well. There's a bit of a story behind that, but I'll see if I can find the plaque that actually gives us the information. So this is a quick look at the map. There we go. So this is Perth here. It's been a long drive from Melbourne. I'm most of the way there now. So Coolgardie, another well-known town around the area. That's just up here. And Norseman was down here where I drove from last night. Anyway, I guess we'll see if I can get you in a safe spot. Look, I apologise if this is going to be bumping around. It's better than running the risk of holding a camera while I'm driving and having the police pull me over. So I'll just put you on the dash there. I'm really not sure what the footage is going to come up like. I hope it's good enough to leave in the video. Have a look at the size of the street, how wide it is. I've been told that that's to do with so that the road trains can actually do U-turns and turn around in town. That's what an old driller of mine said. We've got the pub down here on the left. Denver City Hotel. This is where I stayed last night. The Gold Rush Motel's on the left there. $125 for me room. Bit on the pricey side, but it was alright. We'll go check out this place here. I've never actually been there, but it looks like it's got a few little things to check out. There's a jail there on the right, some sort of a council building or something there. And this is a pub here on the left in Denver City. Bit of a park there on the right. So yeah, I mean, compared to any city, there's not much here, but considering we're in the middle of nowhere, it's actually a reasonable sized town. Another bit of accommodation on the left, and this place here on the right, the Caltex used to have accommodation there, but they no longer have it.
Anyway, we'll go for a bit of a drive around town and see if we can have a look at the train line. There's a bit of a plaque down there and something to read a bit about the people that made it. So here's this plaque. I remember being bought here one of the first times I came here. The railway comes to town. The tremendous gold discoveries of the 1890s allowed the government to build infrastructure such as railways. Wilkie Brothers commenced extending the railway line from Southern Cross to Coolgardie in June 1895. The contractors ran trains to the head of the line as work progressed, thereby reducing travelling time and discomfort on the trip to Coolgardie. The railway was officially opened by Governor Sir Gerald Smith on 23rd of March 1896. Visiting dignitaries included government ministries, members of parliament and the chief people of the colony. So many people overseas have invested in Coolgardie that to London, Paris, Vienna and St. Petersburg will be flashed the news that the railway is opened. So we've got a photo of Thomas Harrison watching the first train entering Coolgardie in 1896. You guys can just pause it here if you'd like to continue reading the rest. Pretty cool. Oh, look at these old beasts out the back here. Wolseley. I'll leave it at that for now because I'm starting to run out of room on this SD card, and we'll continue on. We'll go have a look around the rest of town. So I've never bothered actually coming inside here, but I thought I may as well take you guys and have a quick look. Again, you could probably hit pause on that and read that. I'm not going to bother, and I'm also running out of video footage, as I said just before, so I tried to upload the footage onto my computer this morning, but I'm playing funny buggers, the laptop was, so I'll have to wait till I get to Perth, get the big computer out. But yeah, basically the long and the short of it is there's been gold here for a long time, and there still is. That's why I was out there working probably 3 years ago now. 4 years, yeah. 2012, about this time, 2012, I was out here. Morning. Geez, there's some pretty cool looking old cars. Things like that nearly, to me, don't even need to be restored. In a way, they nearly look good in that form. Oh, this one's a Ford. So I've got 15 minutes left on this. I'll give you guys a quick look at the mock-up Ned Kelly thing. Any Americans or even Brits anywhere other than Australia, all the Aussies would know Ned Kelly, but anybody who doesn't should do a bit of research on him. He's the infamous bushranger, idolised by most Australians. Killed numerous police. I wouldn't know the actual number offhand, but yeah, he's a bit of a legend. Anyway, we'll head off over this side of town and see if we can find that old open pit mine. We won't be able to go inside it obviously, but there's a bit of a viewing platform up the top. So this is just a little bit of a viewing platform, literally 30 seconds out of the main street. Just drove down this street here, came past the school, and I thought I'd stop here and give you guys a look. It's a beautiful morning. It's nice and brisk. The sun's coming up though, so it's starting to provide a little bit of warmth. It's extremely harsh weather conditions out here. When I was working in the mine, sometimes in the middle of winter it'd just be absolutely freezing during the night time and the morning, and during the day, because we'd be doing really hard work, doing off-sighting as an RC driller's off-sighter, by midday you would be absolutely sweating your ass off. But yeah, hard work. And back in the day, all the miners, they never had all the equipment and machinery that we do now, so it would have only been harder. I guess back in those days they probably would have enjoyed working underground. I recently went on a bit of a tour with my dad, who does underground mine tours in central Victoria, over the other side of Australia, and this is a good bit of history. Good to get down under there, under the ground, and see how they do it. That's one thing, I've never worked underground in an underground mine site, but all been surface drilling. Anyway, so I believe that was the mine that I went to the other day. So I'll go down a little bit further and see if I can't find that viewing platform. Have a look down that big pit. So this again is just the road that comes in. So that one's from Norseman, that one's from Coolgardie. Yeah, decent size. You should go and anyone who's in the area, go and check out the super pit in Coolgardie. There's a big viewing platform, and I think it's like the biggest open cut mine in the southern hemisphere or something like that. This is just a baby really, That's not big at all. I've worked in much bigger open pit mines than that. It really puts things into perspective when you're working in there. You got these massive dump trucks flying past you. You really do feel quite small. You see the different colours in the minerals coming through. I'm not a geologist, but I'm sure a geologist would probably be able to explain a little bit more. But there you go, we got to have a look at a open pit mine. Nice bit of bushland just off the right side of the road between Southern Cross and Coolgardie. I'm trying to keep an eye out for the place that tells us about that water pipeline, but I've got a feeling I might miss it. I really don't know where it is. I've only just been told about it. But basically the story is some Irish guy, he built that massive water pipeline. He's an engineer, designed and built this big water pipeline from Perth to Kalgoorlie. They turn the water on at Perth. He waits for a week down at Kalgoorlie, still nothing. He thinks, I've been a failure, and he kills himself. 2 days later the water comes through. So this is Southern Cross, not too far off Perth now, probably about 3 or 4 hours. Just a quick stop, just to stretch the legs, and I'll just keep going. You can see there's an old open pit mine, most likely gold. Had a little bit of rain back down the road, which was actually quite good. It ended up serving the purpose of cleaning my windscreen. But yeah, the car's doing extremely well. Quite happy with how it's performing. Anyway, I'll keep moving on. I was only thinking 5 minutes ago, like literally 5 minutes ago, geez, I'm surprised I haven't actually seen any trucks or car accidents on the side of the road. And I just saw a fresh truck crash. Smashed his windscreen was all smashed. Hopefully he's okay, obviously. There's no guarantee of that, but yeah. Good luck to him. I decided not to stop, as it'll probably get you just being a rubbernecker, or yeah, no real need to stop for that, but I think you got a quick look at it anyway. So I made it to Perth. It was a good drive, 3,400 kilometres, and it ended up costing me $324 in fuel. Long drive, and I thought I'd give you guys a quick look around. And this is the Swan River. I've only got 1 minute left of recording time, so it all worked out perfectly. Now I've got to go find a place to stay. We got 37 seconds left, so a quick look around and then that'll be the end of it. I'd like to say a big thanks to everyone who's watched this video, and if you liked it, go and check out the new channel that I've created, yet to upload, the Gunman's World, sorry. Go over and subscribe. If I get to 100 subscribers, I might even start doing some editing, because I actually do have some more footage that I could put on that channel. I would like to upgrade the camera, because I don't think this camera is really ideal for this kind of thing. Good for the painting, but probably not good for the scenery.